Hey, Marcus came at the right time.
Yeah, just in time for the ending. Yeah, that was a happy ending. I'm surprised, to be honest. Surprised by a happy ending.
Surprised.
Yeah, I was expecting somebody to die. No one
As
died.
well, someone did die,
Well,
but that was in the other
well,
episode.
yeah, but no one died in the finale. So there were
No
fan
one
theories.
important anyway. Yeah,
There were theories about how Din Djarin might die, for instance.
yeah,
Yeah, so but nobody died, and it's such a happy ending.
yep. Well, they did confirm that there's a fourth episode. I mean, fourth season coming, but we do not know exactly when yet.
Yeah, something
But
to look
apparently,
forward to.
but apparently, scripts are already being made, and they did name drop Admiral Thrawn in the previous episode as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be next big villain. They're hinting on the General Thrawn as the
See, I
next.
was disappointed that we didn't get to see
Oh, Thrawn.
Thrawn because there's theories that he might pop up as a first appearance.
Yeah,
In,
true. But
mm,
instead, he was just name dropped in episode 7.
Just more teasing us.
But we do know that he'll be in the Ahsoka show, which is coming later this year.
Oh yeah, it should be good.
But then they at the moment, essentially in the cards, Mandalorian season 4 may not be available until 2025,
yeah, probably.
which is a 2-year wait.
Yeah. I think overall it's a pretty good finale, like good resolution. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, they did end it in a way that it could just be like the end.
Mm.
Until they got renewed, but they didn't know they'd been renewed.
But they also kept open with yeah, with
But then
some new.
again, yeah, there are some like parts which they didn't really conclude either. Like, what happens to the spy now?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
and
what's
some
happened? And what happens to the
thing,
researcher that they were using?
the
Like, oh,
Pershing,
yeah,
the scientist.
Potion. Like, there was a whole episode about him, and we didn't get anything from him afterwards.
yeah. That was just went nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bit
Mm.
disappointing that they completely left that out. Well, they
Yeah,
did have a little mention of that, Dr. Pershing, in episode 7.
yeah, in the council
And
meeting.
and the cloning stuff in this episode, but still, it's like a wasted opportunity. They wasted it.
Yeah, it opens up the Clone Wars a bit with the seeing the cloning and yeah, and
Yeah.
and yeah, the also they kept open with the beast, the mystical beast in
The
Mandalore.
mythosaur, yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Mythosaur. Yeah, at the end,
Yeah,
the the
right
the
at the
eye,
end.
the eye.
the eye. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So potentially the theory is that Yoda, well, not Yoda, Baby Grogu or Din
Grogu,
Grogu,
Din Grogu
Grogu,
now.
Then
yeah, will
Grogu,
be the
yeah.
one riding the Mythosaur.
That'll be cool.
Hmm.
Din Grogu.
But
Yeah, Din
overall,
Grogu.
good series. But that episode of Dr. Pershing was now, since they never concluded that storyline, was
Yeah,
utterly pointless.
yeah. They built it up. They built up his story, and then they just didn't conclude that part of the story. And
Yep,
there's a
and
bit of a
not
waste
yeah,
there. Yeah.
exactly, and not only that, the spy in it they only
Yeah.
had in this episode. I mean, in the previous episode, episode 7 as well, which was the same spy that we thought would be the spy
Mm,
overall. It was, and they
yeah.
didn't conclude that one either.
Yeah. The
Like, what the
ex-imperial,
heck?
yeah, lady. I've got a name already, but
Yeah, I forgot the name already. It's like
It's
in the
Imperial.
previous episode. But
Hmm.
still, it was like a wasted opportunity. That whole episode, I think
about
with
those-
the score for that episode now would drop even more now because there was no conclusion.
Yeah,
And it
Sure.
was utterly pointless to the whole series overall.
yeah.
already-
Especially after
yeah.
they dedicated a whole episode for both of them. For that spy and that Dr. Pershing.
Yeah,
Um,
wasted
Yeah.
opportunity. So we already did give like really low scores for that episode, but I think it just dropped even more now since it actually meant nothing in the series.
Yeah.
They
Like
could
a
have
filler.
just skipped it and it would still be the same.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a filler.
Yeah, on a reflection with that disjointed video, if it wasn't in the series at all, you wouldn't have been any the wiser. You probably all would have been more satisfied with the whole series.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Either if they had concluded that arc or just left it out.
well, maybe they'll come back to it in the next season.
Unless they completely forget about it.
Season 4. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But they
there's
would.
there's still stories to be told. Ahsoka is coming out later this year, so we'll see more
Hmm.
of what happens there because that will be the first appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I thought that Moff Gideon has to die because the next big bad will be drawn. But we don't actually see Moff Gideon. I mean, we don't see
No,
his
we
body.
don't. We
Yeah,
don't
we see
see the body.
Thrawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just still, and who knows? Beskar armor is pretty strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially his Beskar alloy, which seemed to be impenetrable even to the dark saber.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And we also know that could withstand fire, so
It's true.
he could still be around.
I was actually surprised that the dark saber was destroyed just like that.
Yeah, just snap.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
snap.
essentially, it's
Yeah,
just like a lightsaber. Someone could just build another one.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it would be stronger than that, but maybe not.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be like
Snap, see?
fighting like sword wars and everything like that, and cutting through rocks and stuff like that. So to have what looked like a thin aluminium foil crushed handle, it's just completely out of place, I think.
Yeah,
Well, I think the reference was that it is actually just a relic.
of a different era, of a bygone era.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
Okay.
Mandalorians at the time just kept holding onto their relics and holding it up to like a higher stature.
Mm.
Yep.
I thought Moff
Yep.
Gideon was just like trying to get under the skin when he was talking about that.
Well, even the armorer was aware eventually about the whole like reliance on the whole sigil of the mythosaur.
The
Yeah.
armorer, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, there was a theory that the armorer was gonna be a traitor, but that seems to not be true anymore. Because there were some fan theories that said, hey, maybe the armorer is actually a bad guy working with the enemy.
Bad woman.
Doesn't seem so. She's the leader of the Children of the Watch.
I'm glad they keep it consistent. I think it makes sense. She's stays as the good leader. I think.
Yeah, it's just
bit
that
more
she seems a bit mysterious. And in the last episode, she took off right? While the rest of them went into the trap. And that's why some fans said, oh, maybe she's the one who informed Moff Gideon.
Yeah. See
But
why some
No,
fans
we
speculate
already
that.
knew who the spy was from the but in the face part of the episode where we see the spy talking to Moff Gideon.
yeah.
That was practically it. That was the answer.
This one does have quite a number of Easter eggs. 20 plus. 20 plus.
Oh,
That's a lot.
In quite an action-packed short episode.
Yeah, 38 minutes, blah blah. Yeah, about
Actually 35 if you don't
35
include the
without
credits. Yeah.
yeah.
Essentially 32 if you also disregard the recap.
the recap. Oh yeah.
The
That's a very
recap
short
can
finale.
sometimes put things differently, which wasn't exactly like it was in the last episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Rematch. Yeah, Dean versus Gideon.
Yeah.
but then
And
as well,
that too.
Bo-Katan, I say fuck Gideon as well as
Yeah,
Grogu.
Bo-Katan and Gideon.
Yeah.
Which
it
should
took-
be
It
that's
took
right.
3 of them to defeat him.
Three on
Grogu
one.
came along as well. So
Din Grogu came, yeah. R5D4. R5D4.
Yeah, they only mentioned his rebellion days until now. We actually see parts of what he can do.
Yeah, he's probably gonna show up again.
Yeah.
yeah,
Alex
probably.
X Mendo season 3 intro.
Hello. Shower.
Yeah, because the way he was introduced was he's always piloting the ship, flagship.
You need
X Wolves.
Yeah, but he still survived.
Yeah, he survived. He got out in time.
Yeah. It was Vizsla who died.
Purge trooper weaponry.
But out of all the characters that could have died, I think Vizsla would have made the most sense because if the Darksaber was created by the Vizsla family,
Yes.
it's just better to just get rid of that line.
Uh-huh.
But then Vizsla still has the kid, so
But Vizsla still has the kid. Yeah.
so that kid will be lonely without a father now.
So the kid at the end of the episode, that's his kid, right? This episode. Is that his kid? No.
It
the
could
one who
be.
the one who got like baptized.
Well, his kid was the one from the first episode. Right?
Yeah.
Was it
'cause
first
we
episode?
don't know, right? Because they all have
They all have the
helmets.
helmets on, and they
it
already
sounded
and they already
it
did in the
sounded-
first episode as
yeah.
well.
Oh.
it sounded very much like the boy that both Din Djarin and Bo-Katan saved from the big monster.
Oh. Whose
Oh,
kid
so-
was
It
that?
sounded
That was
it
Vizsla's
sounded
kid.
very
was
very
Vizsla's
much
kid?
like that boy.
So it's Vizsla's kid.
So
Yeah.
he went through it twice. What?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know that he had
He
already been. Yeah.
Yeah, he already did. That's how he got the helmet. So then after he puts on the helmet, he cannot take it off again.
Yeah. But this shoe, yeah, definitely calls back Phantom Menace when when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan
I
fighting.
think everyone thinks that, but R5 was the one who was opening these things up now.
But hang on, maybe they redid it because when they found the nest, they found the helmet there, and when they rescued the kid didn't have his helmet on.
No,
Oh,
the kid had the helmet on.
always, they can't take it off.
Yeah.
But this one, yes,
So that is a question. Is it the same kid or a different
same kid or just a random one?
Yeah, it could be. But then again, the kid in this one seems to have already had his helmet on already. So,
Smoke screen fight.
What do you mean that they can't take it off?
Well, I mean,
it's not welded on.
It's part of the Children's of the Watch's creed.
Yeah, they're more the fundamentalist ones.
So the monster grabbed the kid, right? And when they climbed up to the big nest, they found the helmet and a bit of other armor there. And
they didn't find any armor.
Yeah. Huh?
They didn't find any armor.
Well,
the kid was the kid was still with the monster at that time, so the armor that was there, if there was armor, would not have been the kid's.
Yeah, I thought it was the kid's helmet.
It could have been another kid because they did say that the monster has taken away multiple kids at some point.
All right.
They finally just caught it. But the kid still had the helmet on when they found him.
Yeah. There might be an Easter egg that tells us.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's pretty random.
Yeah.
The clone plan. He was cloning himself, but then that was kind of not going anywhere.
Yeah, they already destroyed it, but one of them kind of partially woke up.
Yeah, opened his eyes.
Jump scare.
But yeah, it explains why he was so intent on capturing Grogu, because he said himself, imbuing his clones with the Force. Plant life. Okay. Was it ever?
Well, in the Clone Wars, they lived inside the dome because the outside was a bit more toxic. So I didn't think they thought that it could have plant life.
Yeah. It's now after the Great Purge, the Great Purge.
Yeah.
But now it seems like capable of growing plant life again.
Well, it's like the planet is healing itself.
Yeah. What you said, protected domes of each city, only possible in the domes.
Yep. So this time, if they do create, they might not actually need to create the dome.
Yeah, that's cool. This is cool, right? Like flying in the air with a darksaber in hand.
Yeah. And they did actually explain the whole like Beskar armor stuff from episode 6 ending in the last episode, because the Imperials never had Beskar armor.
Yes.
Beskar armored Imperials.
Beskar armored
Imperials. Maybe looking out for low flying geese or something like that.
Yeah.
Goose for dinner.
Yeah. But that's exactly what we thought as well. It probably wasn't the Mandalorians. Like anyone could use the armor, or like get the armor, or like go to Mandalore to get the material and create into their own armor. So we were right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Mandalorians. It was the Imperials with Mandalore Beskar armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, these Praetorian guards.
Oh yeah, great. It was
Grogu was
very
fighting.
powerful in
Yeah,
this episode.
Grogu.
But
But
it
yeah,
actually
we-
does also
His
show that
powers had his powers had greatly increased in this episode.
yeah,
Or,
he's jumping
yeah,
around, jumping around.
but it does also seem like Moff Gideon was like so sure of himself of his plan that the Mandalorians couldn't like defeat him. So he was really specific on what he wanted. He could have asked for more, but he didn't.
He
had
said
a
3.
specific
Just give me
amount.
3.
Yeah, he said 3. He said several bombers and interceptors. So he had a particular plan,
He just wanted Praetorian guards.
but only 3.
Well, 3
You
were
could've asked
enough
for more.
to kill off past Vizsla.
But he
And-
still only asked for 3. He could have asked for more, so he was quite sure of his plan up to that particular point.
Maybe he didn't anticipate Grogu and them all teaming up together.
And the Mandalorians teaming up with this, like,
Yeah,
ship.
yeah. Ooh, his electro stuff looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's only 3, they are very skilled fighters there,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the Beskar, those Beskar staffs, and yeah.
Yes.
I noticed their suits are a bit different to the original trilogy as well.
Yeah. Because they created with Beskar and Moff Gideon's.
Yeah.
He was trying to give off the Darth Vader with
Yeah, Darth
with-
Vader
Yeah,
vibe.
that was
Darth
obvious.
Vader
Darth Vader vibe, yeah.
vibe
Obvious.
plus the Darth Maul vibe with the spikes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. There's a bit of mix of both. Yeah,
yeah.
Plus with the electric staff, really. Come on, that's more Maul.
Yeah, Maul and
Double-sided.
Vader look with a Darth Maul weapon.
Well, he did do the whole I will do this myself thing, which was the whole
Yeah, Darth Vader.
Darth
said that.
Vader
Yeah.
thing. Like, come on. Darth Vader wannabe.
Yeah, he's a wannabe.
I will
But the-
deal with them myself. That's Darth Vader, come on.
Yeah, just referencing. Aha, New
yeah,
Age.
so obvious.
Destroying the Darksaber. It's a symbol of it was a symbol of the leader of Mandalore. Now that the saber is destroyed, the new age of Mandalore can begin. So you don't need this anymore.
Yeah, but it was a long time ago. And then there was the whole Mandalore, like, in the day before, which was more pacifist instead of like being the bounty hunters they are now. Yeah, so a lot of things have changed because the pacifist nation was also under Kreese, but it was the other Kreese, Satine Kreese.
So now they've reunited as one.
Then the Clan Kreese again still, but Bo-Katan Kreese instead of Satine Kreese because Satine Kreese is dead, and as we keep saying, Obi-Wan's girlfriend.
Yeah. Did he use this power? Oh, what happened in the finale? I can't remember. Season 1. Grogu used the Force to stop a flamethrower from killing himself, Din and Cara Dune. So it's sort of like this one is much bigger scale, like Bill was saying, because this is a full, explosion fire.
Yep. And Grogu has more control of his abilities now.
Yeah.
See what else.
Oh, so it's actually Ragnar. So Bill is right.
So it is the same, but why?
How's Vizsla's son, Ragnar?
I
He's
love
used
boring
to
them, right?
bookend bookend.
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
good.
actually,
It's good for an
earlier in
ending.
the season, the ceremony was interrupted.
Oh yeah, because the
Oh,
kid
so
was
they didn't
grabbed.
finish it.
So now it's
Yeah,
official.
the kid was grabbed.
Yeah.
The kid was grabbed later in the episode. They
But then it
defeated
got
the face.
interrupted anyway. Yeah.
They defeated the face monster that interrupted the thing.
Mm.
The one which the kid was captured was a completely different episode.
Mm.
Why
Right.
did they redo it in the first episode? I wonder.
Right. So this is the very
Okay.
first scene of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was interrupted by the sea monster in the first episode.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't the flying monster until like
Mm.
I think that was the fourth episode, fourth
One.
episode. Yeah, episode 1 was the sea monster.
So it's a neat way of ending it, because the first scene of the season was this, and so now the end of the season is also back to him.
Yeah, which is weird. So he's been in like
But this is a good point. The vowels are not exactly the same. So perhaps it'd be interesting to compare what the vowels are, but yeah, indicating a change in the amorous philosophy.
maybe.
And Grogu becomes Din Grogu. So Din is not a first name then, because most viewers had assumed Din was the first name and Jarin was the surname. So calling him Din Grogu, Din sounds more like a title than a name.
Yeah, which is interesting because if you think of like all the other ones, like Bo-Katan, Kryze is the surname.
Yeah.
Of course.
And Bo Katan is first name. Bo Katan.
And yeah, exactly. And even Paz Vizsla is the same name.
Yeah.
Why is it different for Din Djarin?
Yeah.
That
it doesn't
make
fit well
sense.
with Mandalorian traditions.
Hmm.
Quite confusing. Hopefully
Yeah.
it'll be explained.
Maybe because confusing.
So it sets up season 4 potentially. Home on Navarro now, and also a hunter for the New Republic. So this is interesting, right? Because they originally they were going to do a Rangers of the New Republic show, but that got canned. So it's almost like this show. It's almost like this show is replacing that cancelled show, because he's now becoming a hunter for the New Republic. There's another
And there
glimpse
has
of
to
the
be
Winter Soldier.
another season, and
Yeah,
because
they've already been
just,
they've been renewed.
They've been renewed, yeah.
We already know they've been renewed.
And IG-11's return.
Yeah, well, they did try to fix them earlier, and then they created IG-12, which was just a shell in the previous episode. So now he's actually fully repaired, but without the whole assassination protocols.
Actually, I didn't know that Taika Waititi is the voice.
Yeah, he was
Interesting.
back. He's back as a voice. He did in the first season as well.
Yeah. Going from a mindless drone to now the Marshal of Navarro.
But it was cool hearing Taika Waititi's yes and no multiple times.
Yes, no, yes, no.
It was just yes or no.
Yes or no, that's it.
Yep. The good old Grogu. Good series. But it does seem like they just got the land of Navarro, and then they already abandoned it for Mandalore.
Yeah. Navarro.
Yeah, like the Watch had Navarro for like how many
Well,
episodes?
that's true. But at least
3
Din,
episodes, and then they 2 episodes, and then they left.
but at least Din Djarin and Din Grogu have a cabin there.
Yeah, on Navarro.
Yeah,
And they have a good friend there as well, who was like High Magistrate.
yeah. But then he's gonna be a hunter, so on a case-by-case basis.
That would be interesting to see.
So what does that mean?
Yeah.
He's still Mandalorian, but he's working for the New Republic.
Yeah.
Like a contractor.
Or bounty hunted by trade still. But yeah, he'll be more selective for what he chooses. It wouldn't be like random, like assassinate you or there. So he's more selective now. And he's got a kid.
Yeah, he's got a kid, yeah. Adventuring together, yes. So that's it, yeah. Okay. The next show would be Ahsoka, and that would be in August, I think. So yeah,
it is coming soon.
well, 4 months to go. Because they have announced a Mandalorian movie. Have you heard about that one?
So they have? I have
Yeah.
not heard of that.
So they announced 3 movies. One of them is like the Mandalorian movie.
Interesting.
And then there's another one about the origin of the Force. And then I think there was another one about Rey Skywalker 15 years later.
No, I heard about that one.
So,
But I'm still not too sure about the whole Rey storyline.
yeah.
Like they have a cool lightsaber, which I got because it was kind of cool, but they only showed it for like a few seconds in the movie. Other than that, the trilogy I didn't really tend to like so much.
Well, not many fans liked it that much anyway.
Yeah. Well, at least we know who Grand Admiral Thrawn or who will be playing Grand Admiral Thrawn is.
Max.
Some
Mikkelsen.
No, Lars Mikkelsen.
Lars Mikkelsen. Yeah. Well, it's not Benedict, but yeah, I think it's a good pick.
Well, it's the next best choice, really. Like, in terms of who we wanted as Admiral Thrawn, was either Benedict Cumberbatch, which everyone wanted, or if we couldn't get Benedict Cumberbatch, the next best thing is the original voice actor. And they did that.
Okay. Yeah.
So the person who played Thrawn beforehand in Rebels is back playing Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to see with them in makeup.
Yeah, so this was a fan theory that didn't quite happen. The fact that a lot of people thought he would appear, but he didn't. And these are some of the theories that didn't come true. This was the one I mentioned. The armorer was a traitor, which didn't come true.
Yeah, but if Lars Mikkelsen is the brother of Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, brothers, yeah. Same surname, Mikkelsen.
Yeah, we saw them as a solo, but they didn't write it.
And this one didn't happen too. So a lot of fans were thinking that they were gonna kill off Din Djarin in the finale. But you know,
Yeah.
this one's a happier ending.
Yeah, it was happy ending with like in a cabin.
In a cabin, sort of like a happy family.
I do like how they did the ending, which was like a really old style ending where it's like it goes
Yeah.
into a circle and then it just like fades to black.
Classic.
I haven't seen that ending style in a long, long time. Most likely all the classic movies have it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
sometimes some old cartoons
Yeah.
used
Yeah.
to have that
All
effect.
style cartoons.
Yeah.
I think in terms of the best episode, I still reckon it's the previous episode. That was really good. It had,
yeah, the last episode was quite good because it did set up a lot of stuff, plus the beginning of the end.
yeah, and the death was, quite sad.
Mm.
Actually, this disagrees. It says the best episode of season 3 is episode 7.
It was actually one of the longer episodes.
Hmm.
It set up quite
So
a
hang
lot
on.
for the end.
Did I miss an episode?
Yeah, but you did. I thought you mentioned to me that you managed to find it last week.
Yeah, I was able to find it. Yeah, but I like done it with it when we're at San Andreas, but I didn't then
Oh, you
watch
didn't
it
see? Okay.
because I thought we were going to be watching it tonight or something.
Oh no, I thought you saw it. That's why we just saw
We
the
just
okay.
we just skipped it.
finale.
That's all right. I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah, you go and watch it. There's someone who dies. Spoiler.
But yeah,
Alright.
and episode 6 we kind of agreed was just a total weirdness, which was like yeah, that really didn't really make much sense.
Well, that's why in this list it's the worst one. Chance were higher.
So I definitely agree with that if it's the last one.
And they what's the one? This filler one, the Pershing one. Also,
Yeah, that was not good. Like now it's even worse because they just completely got rid of that storyline.
yeah, this didn't happen anyway. But it says, neutralizing Dr. Pershing was essential for Gideon's plan to create clones. So perhaps it was necessary.
If they got Pershing, but Pershing is with the New Republic now. And it's not like the spy could get any information from Pershing. Anyways, should we get to our scores?
Yes. Who wants to go? Bill?
Yeah, well, I can't assign the score for the whole series because I'm one episode short of a series. So you can leave me out of scoring the whole series.
Okay.
But I will score this one. And I'm short as to what? I mean, there's only 27 minutes or something?
30, 35, 36.
Okay.
32 if you don't include
I mean,
the
yeah, but
recap.
like when Well, when they're good, they just seem to like fly past us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I really enjoyed it, and I really do, see all along. I was really expecting Grogu to join the Mandalorian force,
Yes.
and we, we saw hints of that with him receiving his first piece of Beskar steel armor, and then surprisingly, he was in that like robot thing tonight,
Yep.
fighting off the sub, and his power tonight was very. He had a lot of power tonight, which was pretty good. Yeah, I was like really enjoying the strength that Grogu had attained, and also the coming together of the Mandalorians. You know, overlooking their differences and stuff like that. Very good. And yeah, the final defeat of Moff Gideon, if they have actually killed it, but I don't think so.
We never see.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, all up, for this episode, got to score it either an 8 or an 8.5. I think I might score it an 8 because I haven't seen the episode that I haven't seen.
Okay. Cool. 8.5 for the finale, season 3.
Really still there?
Yep, 8.5.
Oh,
Oh yeah, burning. Yeah.
Bernie,
Hello.
Bernie's back.
Hi.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn. Get back soon.
What were you on your exercise machine? Feeling the burn?
Yeah. That's right. Feeling the burn, feeling the heat. Yeah, definitely felt the heat in that fun episode, and yeah, I thought it was some classic Star Wars scenes, like classic Star Wars action scenes, like it reminisce the days of the original trilogy, you know, those scenes, and yeah, the finale's a bit short, but there's still some gaps and some resolution, but there was some parts that had resolution, at least. I think everyone's seen it, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
And episode 7, I thought episode 7 was probably the highlight. It led on to episode 8 really well.
yeah. Unfortunately,
Especially-
a lot of us missed it too.
Bill.
Especially at the end of episode 7, there was a really brutal death. That was
Yes.
really
it's a
brutal. It
death.
was very sad. And,
Yeah.
So I'll just give my score for 7 and 8. So 7 was 8. I'd say 8 out of 10. And episode 8 was 8 out of 10 as well. Although a bit short. And I think we're giving the score for the whole season, right? The whole season
Mhm.
Yeah.
score. So I think most episodes are pretty good, right? Pretty decent and had good story. They really developed the story of a lot of the Mandalorians, especially Bo-Katan, of course. But they could have done more with some of the other Mandalorians, like the Sasha Banks one. I forgot her name, but
Oh yeah.
that female Mandalorian and
The only other
Oh, yeah.
female.
and the other guy. I forgot his name too. Yeah, they could have developed more story with those Mandalorians.
They could have,
But,
and I agree with that, if they did
yeah.
focus on the silly whole Pershing storyline.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they focused on the Pershing and the ex-Imperial spy. They kind of it stole a lot of time from the Mandalorian, and but having said that, like overall, I think they developed the general story of Mandalorians quite well. Like they've taken back Mandalore now, so I like how they started off with Din Djarin, and then he made amends with was it Bo-Katan Kryze, and then they went out to reconcile with the other Mandalorian groups. So that was good. That was a good storyline, and of course there was heaps of good classic Star Wars action scenes. I think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni they knew how to please Star Wars fans with the classic Star Wars action scenes. Yeah, especially in the last 2 episodes. I think. Yeah. So overall, I think I'll give the whole season an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah.
9 to 5.
Yeah.
8. I guess.
Yeah,
What do you guys
okay.
think?
Yeah, at first I thought I was surprised that the finale would be this short, but yeah, after watching it, I
It seems
guess,
to be a trend with the Disney ones there.
yeah, because usually you expect finales to be, long, like 1
Yeah.
hour-ish.
Yeah, that's what we always expect. But then now with the whole Disney ones, it seems like each finale is around like 30 or so minutes.
Yeah,
They're all
But I guess-
short.
Yeah.
it's short, but after watching it, I thought, yeah, it's decent. It managed to tie up all the like storylines.
Not everything.
Not exactly everything, because it does try to set up more. So you can never, tie up everything. Otherwise, there's nothing left to set up.
Well, I think the idea was it should, because they didn't know they would be renewed for another season until they were essentially told that they were last week that they were renewed.
Yeah.
So the whole idea for the season was it was meant to be one of the final wrap-ups.
But yeah, like, because at first I wasn't, because there were a few things that I thought might happen but didn't happen. And as I mentioned, I thought this was a pretty, as far as finales go, this one is quite a happy ending one, which was a pleasant surprise to me. I like how Din Djarin and now Din Grogu, right? They are like essentially now father son, which sort of to me feels like the show has come full circle.
Yeah.
Because it started with the two of them, and now the two of them are now father son off on new adventures. So I thought that was pretty good, emotionally speaking. And Bo-Katan's arc also good. She's now, reuniting Mandalore. New era. The fight scenes, were pretty satisfying. The lightsaber fights. We got, what we wanted to see, which was Bo-Katan fighting Moff Gideon, and not just Bo-Katan, but Bo-Katan and Din Djarin and Grogu 3 on 1. So pretty cool fight. And also the battle in the air looked really cool, with the Mandalorians flying through the sky, with especially Bo-Katan with
Yeah,
a
that was
dark
good.
saber in the air. So
Yeah.
that visually was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Overall it was a satisfying finale. I'll give it an 8.5, and for the whole season I'll probably give it a little bit lower than that, because I think some of the filler episodes bring it down, especially episode 3 with Pershing episode 6 with the whole. I don't know why they needed to have Jack Black and Lizzo cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
Added nothing
and
much.
also Christopher
Lloyd. Yeah,
Lloyd.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of fun to see them, but
But still, that
they
episode
weren't
meant nothing.
that necessary. Yeah. So because of that, I have to bring down the overall score of the season to yeah, I'll still give it a 7 overall. 7
That's all right.
7.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because yeah, if they didn't have those, then probably would have been higher.
Yep.
But yeah, I am looking forward to future seasons of the show, and also obviously some of the spin-offs like Ahsoka that's coming up. That would be pretty exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now here comes the low scores with Jono.
We'll see.
Well, I'd give several scores because I did miss like 2 episodes with you guys, so I wasn't here for like 2 weeks. So the first score that I'd forgive is probably episode 6, which I watched on my own because I couldn't make it for the review with you guys. I was at a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that episode was like I couldn't really easily follow what was going on. Like there was a whole storyline which didn't really matter in the span of the whole Mandalorian series. So that episode felt like a lot of filler. It meant nothing. We got a lot of cameos, yes, but it didn't really move the story forward. The only part in that episode which moved the story forward was like the last 3 minutes where they talked to the Mandalorians and hired them. And we got them back with the Darksaber. Other than that, that episode was like, meh. So episode 6, I give a 3.
Okay.
Because the only 3 minutes that were good were the last 3 minutes.
Yes, when she got the Darksaber.
Episode 7, I think I agreed with a lot that it was probably one of the best episodes. It really sets up this episode to end as the finale. And it's kind of good that they did it that way. So the last episode was a bit long, so they had the whole plan and creation. They won't spoil too much because Bill hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, thank you.
But overall, the whole setup is a lot better than what they did with Andor, where it was too much setup, too much boringness. This episode 7 was actually interesting and kind of fun. Because a lot of things happened. It moved the story forward quite well to end on a high note. So episode 7, I'd give an 8.
Yeah.
And episode 8, the finale. I am a bit annoyed that they didn't really finish the story, some of the storylines. Because they were like doing it as a story that probably wouldn't have another season. And what they did with the whole pushing episode meant absolutely nothing because it doesn't seem like anything came out of it. Really out of place. That's what we said when the episode came out.
Definitely out of place. A bit of waste time.
They only slightly mention it. Yeah, not great. Otherwise, the whole fight scenes were good. But one gripe which I found with the whole jetpack fight scene, it was cool. But when they were calling for reinforcements, they said that we can't fight them in the air, but we could probably beat them on the ground. It wasn't a ground fight, so it was an air fight anyway. So that was a bit weird. They fought in the air, not on the ground.
Hmm.
But they did call for reinforcements to fight on the ground. Weird. Maybe they like forgot and didn't reshoot it. Otherwise, yeah, it was a good episode. We got the whole like flying fight scenes, which are kind of cool with the other Imperial flight troopers,
Hmm.
whatever we'd call it, like Imperial flight troopers, whatever they're called. Anyways, yeah, that was cool. The whole diversion. We didn't really see a lot of the fights in the sky with the whole cruiser. What happened to all of the TIE interceptors and bombers? I wonder.
Well, they took down the ship.
Well, did they? They didn't.
Well,
He crashed his ship.
I thought.
The
Well,
ship was really damaged, yes.
yeah, it was really damaged. I thought he had no choice but to crush it.
Yeah, well, that's the choice afterwards. But what's happened to the bombers and the interceptors? Like, did they just disappear? Were they destroyed? We didn't
Yeah,
see them get destroyed or disappear. Maybe he like shot them all down and then ended up trying to crash.
maybe.
And then he gets out anyway. But still, what happened to those interceptors and bombers?
Hmm.
We see them in when they're attacking the cruiser, yes. But then where are they after? Nowhere. So that was a bit of like maybe there's an extended cut which they did cut down, so we probably didn't see the whole space fight. That's what I'm thinking. But that's kind of sad because now there's a whole gap which we don't know what happened. Did those interceptors and bombers just like go to hyperspace and like fly away? They escape, or were they destroyed? The ending, I did. They get IG-11 back with the whole head. Rigu was the one who found the head.
That crashing cruiser, I think that was just in time for Elon Musk.
Yep. Anyway, this episode, it's all the 7.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
They did finish up like a lot of the storylines, which they can't actually close off. But yeah, they never resolved the whole poaching storyline. In terms of the series score, I'd give it a 6.
Yeah.
Because some of those filler episodes were just complete, absolute junk filler. Episode 3 with poaching was just really disregarded now because of the whole series finished now. They never concluded that.
Yeah.
And episode
And
6 was just horrible. What the heck? It was just cameos.
Yeah.
And the storyline was just based on the planet, not pushing the story forward.
Yeah.
So yeah. Unfortunately, a 6 for the series this time.
So IGN 9 for the episode and a 7 for the series. He reckons that it's actually a Bo-Katan show, and Din Djarin is just living in it.
Well, it does seem like season 3 is about Bo-Katan and reclaiming the Mandalorian throne.
Without seeing the episode that I missed,
Yeah.
I'd be inclined to be agreeing with IGN. I'd be probably going with somewhere around 7 or
Yeah,
maybe
that was what I gave too, huh?
7.5.
7-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But does that mean that now they're gonna have a Bo-Katan show as well? I wonder. Because
And yeah,
Din Djarin is going
if they'd
off
left,
as a hunter for the New Rebellion.
yeah.
Well,
New
maybe,
Republic.
maybe not, because
If
now
they-
Bo-Katan is the leader of the Mandalorians now.
Yeah, so
yeah, if they'd left that one annoying filler out,
yeah.
I would have given it like a probably an 8.
Mm.
After I see the missing episode.
Yeah,
But,
I think the missing episode
this-
you'll like it.
yes.
And then you
Well,
probably give it
yes.
higher.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is the way.
This is the way. Yes, good.
This
Your-
is the way.
Your review should be this is the way. Pun. Yeah, okay.
But just
I think
unfortunate that we didn't see the space battle. That would have been cool.
the what?
The space battle.
The space battle.
Yeah.
Between what?
The cruiser and all these interceptors and bombers.
Oh, we saw a bit,
We saw a bit, but
then it cut to Bo-Katan and Din Djarin.
yeah, exactly. And we never see that conclusion. We only see the cruiser crashing into the whole place. But then the interceptors and bombers were just nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, no, when that cruiser was actually coming down to crash,
there was nothing following it. Where were the interceptors and bombers?
Yeah, but okay, like acceleration rates and things like that, and just even free fall. You see it like slicing into the mountain and stuff like that. It's not just going smack bang and basically like a bullet. You know, in reality, it would have hit like a bullet. Okay, but you see it like slicing in very, very slowly.
Well, he was still flying it. He still had control.
He bailed out.
Yeah, he bailed out afterwards, yes, but that was only after he actually focused where he wants to hit. So he was still in control. So he was still flying it. And he wasn't going straight down either. He was actually going.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, yeah. The medias never go straight down.
Well, it did seem like he was more gliding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, still, we didn't see the interceptors and bombers.
It was good.
Getting destroyed or whatever.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just random. Anyways, yeah, I think that they just cut that out for some reason without any conclusion. All right. So the next series we'll be looking at would be Ahsoka.
August.
In August. Before that, we also have Secret Invasion, which is Marvel, not Star Wars.
Yeah, that's June, I think.
So that is actually quite soon. Was there anything else?
No.
Guardians is like less than 2 weeks now.
That's the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Less than 2 weeks now as well. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, so Secret Invasion is the next series, followed by Ahsoka then.